This is Lake Kissimmee, right? How many acres is it?
I don't know. It's about 20 miles.
About 20 miles long?
Yeah.
That's a few acres. Got your spoon plugging rods. That's a 14-foot boat?
That's about 13 and a half.
13 and a half. Did you put in the railings and do all the work on the boat?
Yes. The whole thing. Carpeting.
Is that fiberglass around the side?
What, here?
Yeah.
No. That's all, well, the wood is all, we covered it with fiberglass.
Oh, I see. Okay.
To keep it from rotting.
And is that to strengthen the boat or just more for convenience?
Well, I don't think it adds much to the strength. It probably keeps it more from dry rotting than anything.
Oh, I see. Now, what do you use your electric for?
About that?
Yeah.
That's in case I break down. I have a alternate source.
Ah.
Kinda.
You don't use it for bolt positioning or?
No.
That's a nice walkway you have on there. Okay, that's where we're at right there?
That's right, we're at Joe Overstreet Landing. What you're looking at up here is this part of the lake here.
Oh yeah, okay.
Okay, where we're gonna go, we're gonna come in and go between these two islands and come in and fish this area right here.
Okay.
And then later on we'll drop down and fish some structure along in here. Okay, this island I'll point out, and this is the biggest island, which is further south of here.
Further south. Okay.
Right. So as you see, we're way up, just coming out over here.
Okay, and that edge is out across this north shore over here?
Yeah, where the boat is out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that follows this finger up.
Okay. Now, did you find you have a line sighting you're working with?
No, I just know the general area.
Oh. $7,200?
Yeah.
Why do you prefer that particular model?
I don't know. It's because I can see the bottom structure better than I can with the other.
Oh. That shows a difference in the hardness of the bottoms for you?
Yeah.
200?
That's a 200, right.
Okay. You're going to use the 200 too?
Yeah, no beat up one. I get it.
Oh, okay. One that's been caught some fish, huh?
Right.
What pound test line do you use?
I use a 17, no bolt.
17, okay. How many colors do you usually work with? Do you go by passes?
No, usually we're in 10 feet of water here.
Okay.
So I'm probably around almost 3 colors.
Oh, okay. Do you use the drag or just your thumb?
I use a drag.
Okay.
No, I don't have hands like a buck does. You can sit all day long and hold it.
You're checking on the tune of it?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're not on the structure yet anyhow.
Let's see. The narrow band?
Yeah, the white, we call it the gray line. Okay, now watch when we cross the structure.
Point out the gray line again.
Okay, this is the gray line.
That's the gray line there.
Between the two dark blue side. All right, see the way it's coming up? See how it gets wider? Okay, we just crossed the structure.
It's getting wider.
Yeah, it's wide. Okay.
Ah.
Now I'm going to turn back. You can see some bait fish right in here. See it? Look at them.
Yeah. Yeah. Ooh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah, see? They're right close to it. Now I'll turn back. Okay, now we're over the hard part. See, here we come back to the narrow. See it?
So it's underneath. You're actually seeing it underneath the actual surface of the muck.
Right, on this type of recorder.
On a flasher, it just would be you'd lose your signal?
Right, it would get a weak signal and then a strong signal.
Okay.
So this is what we're going to be fishing today.
So,
I'll be zigzagging.
Along there.
Right, I'll be crossing it. You know, I'll be getting a narrow signal, then a wide signal.
Okay.
And hopefully that somewhere along this line we'll locate that big guy.
Okay. Now, do you vary the speed much?
Yeah. Till I catch my first fish. And from there I kind of hold it steady.
Okay. Are you feeling some of the muck?
Huh?
Do you feel some of the muck?
I had some grass on.
Oh, okay.
Well, it came off from the bottom.
You have to keep clearing that and then bring it in a little bit?
Yeah, that's what clears your lure.
Some grass, okay. Does that grass grow out in 11 feet of water?
Yeah.
Any clumps, or is it just kind of real scattered?
Oh, it's just real thick. Most of the stuff out in deep here is just washed in. You don't find real heavy patches of it.
Oh.
But in the shallow areas, it's so thick you can't run your boat through it.
Huh. Hydrilla, you call it.
Bad grass.
You're just tuning your lure again here?
Yeah, it's not running straight.
Can that happen even with just your use of it throughout the day? Watercolor that we have here.
Real good. It's more like a sandy, sandy colored water.
That lure disappears in about 2 feet, doesn't it?
That's right, yeah. It's really good watercolor.
Yeah. So this lake has several different colors available?
If you go to the south end of the lake, you'll find real tannic acid color.
Are there different sources of water for this lake that make that different?
No. It's the same water. I think it just... I want to switch lures.
Okay.
It's probably the... I don't know, acid that's coming in from the lily pads and the trees.
You're going to change lures because this isn't working right for you?
Oh, I got junk on it, that's why. I'm going to go to a 100.
Well, now, it's because it's a little deeper, right?
No.
Or are you going to go shorter?
I'm going to go shorter, right.
You want me to stay with the 200?
Yeah.
Okay.
For a while.
That one's had its share of use.
Oh, yeah.
So you always test them before you put them out?
Always, yeah.
You try to adjust the line length so that you're just ticking the top.
Right. Just touching the high spots, whatever there are there.
Now I notice you're moving around a lot of different directions out here in nowhere. You're following that brake line. Does that vary quite a bit?
Yeah, it does. It doesn't run in a straight line. If you notice that we're kind of making a circle.
Yeah.
We started out over there and we're coming around.
Yeah, I noticed that.
This right here actually is the better part of the structure. We have had very good luck as far as catching fish in this stretch here.
It's a nice clear day. It's kind of a cold front day though, isn't it?
Well, that's the second day since the cold front went by. But the high pressure area that's caused all this clear weather is moving east of us. So as the day goes by, the wind should die completely.
Oh. So this doesn't scare you to come out the second day after cold front?
No, not really.
Mentioned that sometime you use a trailer lure. Now, how do you use that, and for what reason?
Well, you use it using a three-way swivel, and then up on using a spoon plug at one end, at the lower end, and then tie about a 24-inch, maybe 36-inch piece of monofoam off the third part of that swivel. You can run a small spoon plug, 500, or even a grub of some kind. pick up panfish or even bass. Like the one time I was seeing a lot of panfish in there, and so I put a grub on there, and I wound up catching all my bass on it.
Oh. In certain weather conditions or water conditions or what?
In the summer.
In the summer, usually. You're trolling a little faster speeds then?
Yeah, quite a bit faster. I use that a lot when I go for white bass fishing.
Oh. I heard where some of the fellows used like a 700-800 lure in this depth of water, real short behind the boat, and they were catching fish. Now, what indications would be for using that?
I don't know. I was just, when you put the question up, I was just thinking about setting my other rod up with that type of a setup.
So you'd work 3 rods off of this boat?
Yeah, I usually have one right behind me with a 700. Which runs maybe one color down or less. There's times when fish will come up and slam in when they won't hit the other one. I don't know, Frank Hamlin says that he thinks if you put a spoon plug on a propeller blade that you can catch bass that time.
They come up that close.
They come right into your turbulence. So a lot of times I have caught fish, but I did not catch them on the
right in the wake. Okay.
So it's just another way of getting fish to your boat. Going out, you have to try several different ways.
Now, are you the one that sometimes uses 3 and 4 and 5 lines at the same time? I've heard somebody does that.
We have a guy, Tom Coleman.
Tom, okay.
Yeah, he's got rods whatever which way.
Might be hard to keep track of.
He does it.
Area we're fishing, is there a deep hole in the center of this circle area?
Yeah, there is. There's about a 2-foot difference from the rest of the area.
Oh, okay.
As you approach, it goes from usually around 10 feet down to 12 feet.
10 to
back on out.
Back on out. So the deepest water in this area is 12 feet then?
Right in this particular area here.
And that's where the school will hold on the edge of that then,
right.
Or the fish. You say the fish don't school that much down here, is that?
They seem to be, at least I have not found them to school, or found a great number of fish together. Mostly they just scattered out along the structure.
Along the break lines in the Florida lakes.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. What kind of rod holders are those? How do you use them?
Well, there's 2 different brands here.
Oh, okay. Does this say orbits?
What?
Orbits or?
This is a Temperance here.
Okay.
Actually, that one is a better one for to hold that type of rod. This one I had to modify a little bit to fit this reel in there.
Oh, I see. Okay. What's those rod holders for?
My arm gets tired. I'm eating lunch, drinking a beer, and
Well, that makes sense.
when it's a long day when you don't catch as many fish, you gotta just put your rod in there. A lot of times I found out if you're not doing nothing with your rod, just holding it, then you catch more fish.
You catch more fish? Huh.
I found a lot of times the rod that I got in my holder catch more fish than I want to be playing around with doing this all the time.
Oh. Now you keep your rod up at an angle rather than straight out. Is there a reason for that?
I can change the depth a little bit.
Oh, okay.
A lot of times if I got my lure running real close to the bottom, I can lower it down and it'll go and start touching and I can lift it up and it'll raise up a little bit. So it gives you a little bit of control.
A little depth control. Okay. Deepest part now, and you know that structure pretty well, so you had a hit and you didn't throw a marker just because you can go back there and pinpoint it pretty well.
I know exactly where it's at, yeah.
Do you know it from the shape or do you know it from line sightings?
Just the area or the part of the structure that we're fishing in.
Okay. You say a large fish, normally they don't jump?
It varies from fish to fish. Some go crazy on top of the water.
Yeah.
Others, I've had them come right up to the boat and never jump. They just come straight in. When you put them in the net or something, they're green.
Yeah. You felt that fish was that you just lost was pretty heavy. Now, what do you mean by pretty heavy?
Oh, I'd say 6 better, 6
6
pounds or better. Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
Just from fast fish that I caught.
Uh-huh. Now tell me, you don't say you don't carry a net in here.
No, not always. No.
Not always.
No.
You just lip them when you land them, or?
Yeah, I lip them if they're hooked good. I like to, many times I try to shake them off right at the boat.
Right at the boat.
Yeah.
You got plenty of them, right?
Oh, yeah.
Right, yeah.
Landing them is just secondary.
Hooking them's the most important.
That's right.
Okay. What about a 12-pounder? What would you do with that?
Well, I'd probably get excited.
Get excited, okay.
A lot more than I would over a 9 and an 8. I don't think you ever think calm regardless. You know, if you catch a big fish.
I've never lipped a fish that big, a 12-pounder or a 10-pounder. How do you still lip those? Just.
Oh yeah, you lip them. You gotta really hang on to them because they shake pretty heavy.
I find that bass can shake a spoon plug if they come out of the water pretty easy because of its weight. How do you counter that?
Well, I'm trying to keep them from not jumping.
Stick your rod down under the water?
I'd hold it down low.
Okay.
But usually if he's hooked good, then he won't shake it. But if he's just barely hooked, and even now, that wasn't hooked. When I found him, I had 2 little taps on the lure first.
Yeah.
And then a solid one, so usually those kind, they don't get hooked too well.
Do you set the hook on bass with this equipment? Pretty, a couple of times hard, or?
I do, I try to, yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if it does any good. Maybe it does.
Yeah, right.
Buck says they're hooked the minute the speed of the boat.
Yeah, if you're moving pretty fast.
And the line you're using, then they're hooked right then.
You're best fishing in June, July, and August here?
August, and then on into the fall gets real good also.
Now, do you fish early in the morning, or?
No. I fish I usually try to fish from 10 to about 2 o'clock.
In the middle of the summer?
Yeah.
Isn't it pretty hot out here?
Yeah, it is. That's why we carry umbrellas.
Oh. Now you have me put on the 100 just to get down a little deeper. You're working a little deeper water?
No, we're not working deeper water. A lot of times I found out that going from a 200 to 100 will get you more strikes.
More strikes.
Yeah, I don't know if it's the action of the lure or...
Larger lure, size?
Could be.
The color, is that, do you find that certain colors work good in this water, in this lake, or?
I think everybody has a preference on colors. I like, for this particular lake, I like a white color, some green, chartreuse, basically.
Okay.
Fluorescent colors seem to produce pretty good. But, like I say, you fish with those more than you do with the others, and you develop a certain amount of confidence in them after you catch a few fish. So you tend to stick with them.
Okay.
And I think that doesn't matter, really. I think if you came out here with 1 plug, you could catch fish. I think that's probably the true way of finding out just how good the plug is, our color is. Just take 1 plug with your fish.
Yeah, that's probably true. Snails, are those anything to take note of?
What?
The snails that we caught on that lure, anything to be aware of or notice?
Well, I have found that usually where you start picking up snails, it's always a place where other fish hang around also. I think the bass and those eat those things.
Oh. They're only on certain type of bottom, or?
Yeah.
Can you see those when you're reading on your
I can't.
graph?
No. Imagine if they were that big around, you could see.
Yeah, that's true. You're trolling about the speed you use this time of year. Could you go about as fast as you go in the middle of the summer and just you change it quite a bit, or do you just kind of stay about that?
No, we increase it. I would say that this is probably our summer speed here.
What are we doing, about 7 knots, 5 knots?
Probably about 5.
Okay. What kind of a structure do we have here?
Nothing yet. Just a mud bottom here.
You're looking for that change?
Yeah.
I knew Buck talked about the middle of the lake, that this is ridiculous. Structure runs to Bird Island. Is it kind of like a ridge?
No, it's not really a ridge. It's the same book line in the bottom chain.
Oh, I see.
It just kind of whips its way over here. And you notice that once I get on it, then we'll start traveling that way, and we'll go right close to that marker over there.
Okay. Do you catch much by line sighting, or I mean by visuals, or?
Mostly visuals. I know approximately where it's at, and I'll just get on it.
Okay. How deep of water are we here?
There it is. We're at 13 feet.
13 feet.
Right, we just crossed it.
Just crossed it. Okay. Now this structure goes to this island. What island? What do you call this island? What's the name of the island?
This is Grass Island.
Grass Island. Okay. Where was that alligator? Over in the side?
Just straight ahead in front of you.
Straight ahead. Well, thank goodness he went under. What is that post for with the number on it?
That's a channel marker for boats to navigate the lake.
Does that indicate where a channel might be, or some type of a brake line?
No, it has nothing to do with the brake line. This is a guide for boats that come down the lake.
Oh.
Look, they come down the green marker there, then across to another marker which is 9. And that's a marker for navigational marker for boats.
Tour around the lake. Do you do this a lot when you're looking for fish? Just kind of hit different brake lines and different...
Oh, well, that could be, yeah.
Explore a little?
Well, a lot of times I just enjoy the ride.
Oh, okay.
But, there's times when you find fish all along this route.
Uh-huh.
So you can enjoy both the scenery and the fish.
Okay.
Fish don't seem to be as heavy on the structure as they are in the grassy shore. That's because of their spawning cycle.
Oh, so they're probably not as numerous out here as they might be in the grass at this time of year. Yeah. Can you find those routes that they come from the deep water to the shallows and work those?
I haven't.
It's kind of hard to find, probably.
I think so.
Yeah. So how do you eat when you're trolling?
I eat with one hand and lay down and eat. You don't stop to eat.
You don't stop to eat.
No, sir.
You keep fishing.
But there may be a movement taking place while you're eating lunch.
That's true. Okay. So you just put it in the rod holder and grab a bite, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. I notice these rods are fairly stiff. Are they as stiffer, buck stiffer rods, or the? You like a good stiff one?
I like a firm rod. This is Buck's musky rod.
Oh, his stiffer rod. Okay.
And that's a rod I made from a piece of solid fiberglass.
Oh.
An old rod.
What's the advantage of the stiffness that you like?
I don't know. I feel like I can set the hooks better with it.
Oh, okay. That little 15 is really a sweet little motor.
It is. They're neat.
Yeah. You get pretty good mileage on it. It's quiet.
Yeah. I can usually run about 9 hours, maybe 10 hours on a 6-gallon tank of gas.
Wow. That's great.
I carry two tanks of gas.
How come?
I don't know. I just fear of running out.
Oh, okay. Well, that's legitimate. On a lake this size it is.
That's right. I always have all kinds of backups. See, I got electric backup.
Right.
Gonna stuff. Gloves, compass.
Oh, yeah. Now, gloves, is that what? Oh, for the winter time.
Yeah, that's for winter.
Just to keep your hands warm.
Right.
Now, how many lures do you carry with you?
I don't know. I have an assortment. You don't really need all of them. There's
Oh, yeah.
the smaller stuff. Go ahead and look.
Yeah, okay. I'll just check them out here.
That's the 200 box.
200, so you have each one in a different size and a different...
Right. They get a little bigger. There's some mixed in there with it.
Oh yeah, that's a Spoonplugger's tackle box. You don't have a lot of monkey business in there, just spoon plugs.
Right.
You tie lures on with a Crawford knot.
Right.
And what is the advantage of that?
Because you don't lose as much line strength as you do with the improved clinch knot and some of the other knots.
Huh. I always thought that the Crawford was used for light lines as opposed to heavier.
On any line. It's been tested and it ran as much as 98% of the line strength.
Wow.
It's great.
Huh.
So,
it's a good idea.
I run into that when I was saltwater fishing with ultralight line.
Mm-hmm.
I had stuff breaking off all the time. That was my knots were doing it.
By Bramer Island?
Yeah, that's all Bramer Island, from there to there.
All behind us, okay. What type of a structure are we looking at here?
Same thing. Rock line, about 11 feet deep.
11 feet goes down to about 12 or 13?
No, it's only pretty flat.
Pretty flat. But you still have that difference in the bottom then?
Not much. Not much here.
In the hardness of the bottom.
Yeah, the difference in the bottom structure. We probably mark the sand.
Okay. Today is kind of a clear day, and the temperature was down to about 48 or 50 last two nights. Now, with the temperature drop, do you pay much attention to the cold?
No.
For Florida, that's pretty cool, isn't it?
Oh, it's terrible condition
Yeah.
for us guys.
For you, but how about the fish?
I don't think it bothers them too much. Not unless it's prolonged.
Prolonged, I
Yeah.
see. Okay. Nice fish on.
Nice fish.
Now, how are you going to land him?
Oh, lip it.
Nice fish. Oh, beauty. How big will he go?
Oh, he'd probably go about 4 pounds.
4 pounds.
Yeah.
Let's get a good close look at this guy.
He was hooked real good.
Oh, yeah.
You can hardly get those things off.
Now, do you find that when they're deeper in the mouth of the fish, they're more active? Or this was it was lip hooked, but he was hooked well.
Yeah, he was hooked on the side in the hard part of the
Oh, yeah. Beautiful fish, 4 pound, approximately. They have nice color to them, too.
Sure do, yeah.
Size of that. I'd say, yeah, he'd go 4, maybe 5. I think you're underestimating a little, but that's all right.
Yeah.
Nice fish.
Okay, well,
Put him.
maybe next year he'll be.
Maybe next year will be 6.
Yeah, maybe he'll be 6.
Yep, he's good and active.
Yeah.
Well, number 1 for A.J. Barton, right? Nice job. You were trolling about the same speed there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Consistent, yeah. And we were approaching this muck line over here.
Now you don't think that there is a school there?
No.
How do you tell when there is one?
Well, usually if you catch one and then you come back and you catch another one in the same spot.
I see. Okay.
You can pretty well assume that in that area.
Then you can stop and cast and
Right.
handle it more. Okay.
It's a good time to start.
Makes sense. Good. Continue along this brake line.
Yeah.
Okay. I notice you brace that rod. You kind of hold it against the chair there, against yourself, and then hold it up farther.
Yeah.
That gives you a little more leverage.
Well, it's more comfortable for me, see. And I get a better feel of the lure
Ah.
when it's working.
Now, when you're holding your rod, are you pinching your line to hold it there?
Oh, I've just got my, I don't know, it's just a habit I have.
How do you set the hook?
I just usually pull back on the rod.
So you let the drag set the hook?
Yeah.
Okay. I can see some pretty firm bouncing there. Is that the harder bottom, the sandy bottom that you're hitting?
It's a real good firm bottom there.
So you aren't afraid to go down into it at this point? Yeah, I was thinking, well, you always have to keep way above it, but when you can feel that bottom, then you use it, you bounce it.
That's right, yeah. After a while, you get to know the bottom if you fish it enough.
You know where you can bounce it and where not. Okay, I kept thinking Florida lakes you always kept off it, but I could feel that bottom is pretty firm in some areas.
Up.
Okay, you're going to tie a Crawford on that snap. That uses the regular buck snaps, right?
Right, there's regular buck snaps. Probably pretty hard to see on camera.
Yeah, Crawford figure 8 is a hard one to do anyway. Oh yeah, okay. Then you tighten that,
Tighten it up right there.
slide it down.
That's it.
Huh. Okay.
Go
So I lost the first, took a Michigan man to lose your first lure on a snag, huh?
Okay, let's see, what can I give you now?
Yeah, you better give me an old one.
I'm going to give you this guy here.
Okay.
That's one of Buck's new lures.
Oh, I've never seen that color.
Yeah, that's his, what he calls shiner.
Yeah, we could put that on a bobber and put it by the weed line, huh?
Yeah. Okay.
Now we're on the east side of the lake.
Pretty much, yeah, that's the east side of the lake there.
Kissimmee Lake.
Okay, we ride between Kramer and Bird Island. Bird Island there, Kramer
Oh,
Island there.
okay.
There's a structure that runs on this way past Bird Island and heads west. See, we were fishing one part of it when we went by Marker 8.
Yeah.
It was part of the same structure that's coming by here.
So this is a little deeper area?
Yeah. This area right here is the deepest part of the lake.
Oh, okay.
Average is around 16 feet.
16.
May not be deep to you, but
Well, yeah, for here it is.
that is the deepest part.
So
of
you're fishing the edge or the lip of that?
Right. And this structure kind of goes around it, down in that area. So we're going to
Okay.
spend the rest of the day over here.
Okay.
Hopefully we have better luck. Yeah.
Well, let's hope so. Is this a little different or is it the same type of structure?
Same thing.
Okay.
Got me a string.
So you feel it takes about 5 days to work one of these lakes out, or maybe a smaller lake than this?
I would say 5 days.
5 full days.
That way give you you would probably spend a lot of your time over a different changing weather pattern also.
Now how would you approach a large lake like this in covering all the territory?
Well, first of all, if I could drive around the lake and just take a look at it from the shore and see where all the points are sticking out, then I would talk to the fish captain operator, wherever I operate from, find out where the deepest water is, or where the most fish are caught. Usually that's an indication of a hot area, a certain shoreline. Tells you that further out in the lake may be a hot spot.
Structure, yeah.
So that's I would start from there. I'd start from the shallows and work my way out, get a good layout.
Would you do your contour trolling and
yeah,
right from the shallows out?
yeah, I'll do that on a new lake. Find out if there's anything hidden there. Once you find a fish-producing structure, then I just go directly to it and stay on it. Find that bigger fish or the large fish you always catch on that structure.
What you doing now? Getting a different color or?
Put a hanging another plug on the back.
Out the back. Okay. Now what size is this?
It's a 700.
700. How much line do you put out?
Put out one color.
One color.
Yeah.
You put the clicker on that so you can hear it?
Yeah.
Now, how do you know that that's close to the bottom?
There's some fish in here before.
Ah, okay. How big a fish was that Herb got off the structure?
It was 13 plus.
13 plus pounds.
Yeah.
Now, what's your average? Do you usually get a few nice fish that size when you go out in the summertime?
Oh yeah. Not 13.
Not 13, but within the, 8,
7s and 8s.
7 and 8?
9s, yeah.
Wow.
The 13 is our biggest fish so far, taken on by Spoonplugger.
Wow, that's a big bass.
Fish.
There's my fish. I thought I had a big one. It's a whiskered bass. Is that what you call it? It's a good-sized cat.
He's loaded with eggs too.
Oh gosh, how big is that?
He's at least 2 or 3 pounds. Okay, settle down, guy. I'll let you go. You know you're fishing on the bottom
I'm down at the bottom.
when you're snagging catfish.
My gosh.
Boy, look at the roe in it.
Yeah.
He's full.
Is this the time of year they spawn?
Yeah.
That's about a 4 or 5 pounder? 4 pounder?
No, he'd go 3 pounds.
3?
Yeah.
That's a nice fish. If I were after
you don't want to
catfish,
lift these guys.
you don't want to what?
You don't want to.
You don't want to lip them, no. Have they got pretty tough teeth?
Well, they squeeze pretty hard.
Oh, okay.
So,
Boy, that is a fat one.
these are the guys that you want to watch. Those barbs.
Those spines, yeah.
Yeah. He's a nice one.
Yeah.
Okay, guy.
Let them go back. Do they fish for those and eat them here?
I like to eat them myself.
I guess, yeah. Well, not bad. Catfish on a spoon plug. Of course, I'm not sure he grabbed at it.
Yeah, you got to take credit for something.
That's right.
Okay.
What is the temperature of the water, and is that any factor in how you fish?
No, as far as maybe slow down the speed if it's cold.
Okay. How about spawning? This is around the middle, 1st of April.
Yeah, most of the bass are probably in their post-spawn.
Post-spawn.
Right, and probably there's a lot of them that's still spawning.
Oh, okay. So like February through April is when they spawn?
Yeah. And if we have a real warm winter, then they may start spawning as early as January.
Oh.
Right now, water temperature is probably 72 degrees.
Is that right? That warm?
Warm, yeah.
Huh. Because up in Michigan, they spawn probably around 65 or something like that, 70. Crossing it?
Yeah. See how wide it's got?
Oh, yeah. Then as it gets narrower, you start seeing some irregularities in
the
there?
point where it gets from wide to narrow, that's actually your ideal position to be on. That's where one structure,
Type bottom?
bottom ends, another one starts.
Oh, yeah.
And
Now it's fairly...
it's wide.
There.
So,
Now it's
okay.
getting narrower.
Right. See, there it is.
Oh, yeah.
And you usually find some junk floating up above it. A lot of times it's bait fish.
So when it gets about that narrow, then you start heading out again.
Right. Then I start going there. So actually, I'm going kind of figure S's. You see some bait fish right in there now. See?
Oh, yeah.
There you go. It's wide again.
Move back towards the end of the boat a little bit there. That's good. Okay, nice. He's coming in. Now I want to see how you lip these things.
This guy here. Probably good.
He probably doesn't need lipping, does he?
No, he doesn't. These kind you just hoist them. Little fish, they like to jump and just bury the hooks right.
Yeah, he came right up to the surface right away.
Yeah, so he had him hooked right in that.
Oh, yeah.
In the joint.
In the joint, yeah. Healthy looking fish.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
He's got a little bit of Spoonplugger experience today.
Yeah, he knows what one is now. Okay.
Remember the green one, too.
The green, he'll remember that, won't he, for the rest of his life? Yeah, he's still pretty active. Notice you really tighten your drag down pretty tight. You think that sets the hook a little better then?
Well, also it allows me to relax a little bit more when I'm fishing. I don't have to keep a thumb on the reel all the time.
Oh, so you don't have to set or pull back on the rod right away.
That's right, and it's set at a safe position where it won't break the line.
Won't break the line.
Right.
It's pretty close.
You're a
No?
long way from
You got a long ways, okay.
17 pounds is hard.
Now, that's true.
That's a lot.
Now you stop your motor completely. You don't even put it in neutral when you catch a fish. Why is that?
Because I like to, I don't know. Now, if it's rough, then I want to keep a boat position, then I'll keep it running. But if it's calm like this, I'll just shut it down and just enjoy the fish.
Yeah. Another fish. They come right up to the top, don't they? That's, in Michigan, that's a pretty decent bass.
That's a tournament bass.
A tournament bass, all right. Okay.
In a tournament, it'd probably win.
It might win, you never know.
That's right.
The wind is down and it's really a nice calm day. What is the, there's been a change in the weather and we've had a few fish on. Could that be an indication because of the weather there might be starting a movement?
Could be. Hard to tell. I'm sure that from now on that the weather's going to get going to improve and the chances of catching fish is going to get better.
As soon as the wind goes down and it calms a bit?
All right. That's usually the sign that the front is, just about over and you're going into a different weather pattern.
Okay. Do you watch the weather real closely when you go fishing?
Oh yeah, I'll watch it regardless whether I go fishing or not. But I'll watch it, but I go anyhow.
That's the way. Now, how long a run is this that you're working now? How far would you say it goes?
Probably about 6 miles.
Why are you just working this one section of it?
Well, this is one of the sections that's been most productive in the past. There's certain areas of this structure that consistently,
Produce the fish.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now this, that structure we were over by Marker 8,
Yeah.
that's the same structure.
Oh.
It just continues on down there. I just never caught many fish between here and there.
You have fished it and you just never caught the fish, so you...
A lot of times this is what my wife and I do. We'll pick up the structure there, we'll drive on around, follow it all the way around Bramer, all the way back on, I just make a full circle.
Uh-huh.
We've caught fish down through there, but not real many.
Not as
Most
many.
of our big fish are just caught in this stretch here, along Bramer Island, and around Marker 8, and this hole over here.
Okay. They're putting on a show. You see a lot of those big tournament boats on this lake?
Oh yeah, they're real bad at coming by you, 20 and 30 feet from you.
Oh, really? this the same type of structure?
Same type.
About 11 feet. You do, you head out from shallow to deeper looking for this?
Yeah, it's approximately straight out in front of it. So I'll just go till I cross it and then I'll get on it.
And you get on it, okay.
It's not going to be 11, it's a little shallower here. Probably around 8 or 9 feet here.
Oh, okay. There's only 3 resorts on this whole lake? Huh.
Now, on the east end, on the west end of the lake, those little houses we've seen earlier. There's some development along that lake.
Oh.
But the north end of the lake, there's a state park there.
Most of it's ranch, though.
Mostly ranch.
Privately owned.
Yeah.
Okay. Another fish?
Yeah. We got a mouthful of,
Oh!
mouthful of spoon plug.
Oh yeah. Well, that's a little nicer.
Yeah.
Go a couple pounds?
Yeah.
Okay. Not a bad fish.
No, sir.
He jumped pretty quick too.
Yeah. The reason he didn't jump earlier because he had that old spoon plug in his mouth.
Oh, he had the whole thing in his mouth, huh? Is that a sign that they're a little more active?
Yeah, I don't know.
He just got it.
maybe it's a greedy bass.
Yeah, right.
I want it all.
Right.
Okay.
Okay. That buoy out beyond you is a trot line. How many, do you see those very often?
Yeah, usually 1 or 2 fishermen will have maybe 4 or 5 sets of line. But they're not too much of a problem if you recognize it and find out where both ends are.
Where both ends are. They have to mark
That's
them.
very important. If not, you're gonna find one for a while.
Yeah. It's fairly common though in these Florida lakes.
Right, those are commercial catfish.
Is that legal to do that?
Yeah. Yeah, they're licensed fish.
How long are they,
The line?
the lines?
They probably run 400 yards.
400 yards. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
And they have to have a white marker buoy on each end?
One goes on each end and they have their license number on the jug.
On the jug. Okay.
As long as you can see them, you can fish around them.
Yeah.
Went okay between Strom and Rabbit Island and made our first trolling passes were along this.
On that break line.
Right,
Okay.
and there's where we had a good hit and lost it.
Oh yeah.
Okay, then we left there and went over to this area here.
Okay, where those lines converge?
Right in here.
Uh-huh.
So we followed that on around, and then we broke it off again here. We didn't get anything there.
Okay.
And we cut across to this area here,
Oh yeah.
where that point juts out.
Again, there's some lines kind of converging.
Right, and that's where we caught that bass,
Brahma.
the biggest bass.
Bigger bass,
Right.
yeah.
Okay, then we trolled here and over in this area where we had some lure problems. Okay, and then we continued on around and then stopped fishing there. And we came over in this area and worked this structure along this island. And that's where we caught the catfish and 2 small bass.
Okay.
Okay, and then we came back, broke off, and we came back over in this area. And this was our last fishing where you caught that last bass from this area,
up there.
this structure here. Now we're ready to go back in.
Back in. Okay, real good. Nice day, nice fishing trip. Caught some fish. think we did all right.
Those guys, that's why they're big.
Yeah, that's why they're big.
Yeah, they don't jump on every plug in there.
Okay. You run the gas out of the motor every time?
Yeah. I don't know when I'll be.
You don't know when you're going next.
Right. Now, if I'm
Okay.
going to fish like the next day or I
Yeah.
won't bother. But if
It's a good idea.
If I'm down for a week or so, then I'll.
Yeah. It's a nice walkway you got on that. Looks nice and handy.